Seth Rollins, one of the great, I got to put him up there, with Shawn Michaels. I mean,
Hmm.
he's that good.
Yes.
And Cody and him just stole it. They every night they stole it. And to go through and win the Rumble last year, like to me, that was like destiny, but sometimes that gets swept away.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special Apter chat. This is Bill Apter, and next to me, you know this guy. You know, he's on every one of my shows. Look right over here, and you can probably see my Is Wrestling Fixed mug, and Diamond Dallas Page is inside the mug. Can you see that, Page?
Yes, I can.
Yes, he's on every one of my shows. So the Royal Rumble 2024 is history. It's over. You became a large part of it at the press conference because
It's funny, man.
one of your guys was sitting there, and we're talking about the American Nightmare, Cody
Yes.
Rhodes, and you were wonderful with what you said. And I wanted to give you a platform here on Sportskeeda to say what you want to say to Cody Rhodes.
It's really funny because I was living in LA when Cody was a junior in high school, and that was the year when he got the 33-0. I told him that if you end up in the state finals, I'll be there. He goes, seriously? You're gonna come back? I go, dude, why don't you get to the finals and I'll be there. I booked the flight right away. Watched him go 48-0. His senior year, he lost like his 12th or 13th match. He was undefeated till then. And he was really upset about it. And I said, Code, do you think you learn anything from winning or losing? I said, you learn from falling down, making mistakes, bro. I go, what'd you learn from that? And I'll tell you what he ended up learning is that every kid after that just didn't want to get pinned by Cody Rhodes. So he figured it out, and after he'd take him down, he'd let him up. And then he'd take him down. Then he'd let him up. Then he'd take him down. Then he'd let him up. Then he'd take him down, and he'd pin him. The guy who beat him, I flew back for his senior year and watched him eat that kid alive.
Wow.
And he pulled me down onto the floor with the family, which I've always been a Rhodes, but that was a big deal for me and him. And from that moment on, I knew that he was destined for doing really great things. And there was times as he went through this journey and he mentioned this stuff. You see, because Bill, I had no idea. I was sitting, going to segue, I was sitting with the legends, Larry Zbyszko and Brian Blair and Hulk Hogan and Dory Funk Jr. and Barry Windham. I mean, I was hanging with a bunch of guys that, that I came up with. And then they asked me to go sign some autographs. And after I signed the autographs, they wanted me to go downstairs and do something. I said, well, I want to go to the press conference. I want to go see my buddy, Chris Van Vliet. And I walked up to him, sat down next to him. He goes, how'd you get back here? And I just talked my way in. And I watched the whole show because, it probably would have looked better in the back because of all the camera angles and everything. But I want to hear the people. And I love that show from top to bottom. From from KO and Logan Paul did a four-way dance, and I mean, what those guys did. I mean, those four guys together, and I've been loving, LA Knight's ascension at 41. That's when mine was, at 41, and for him the people are eating them up, man. I loved the girls' battle royal. I thought it was great.
So wait, let me cut in on you right now. You're talking about the girls' Royal Rumble. I said on an editorial recently that it's about time for Bayley. I've known her since she started.
Tremendous.
She's amazing. She's grown so much. She was a product of, once she left the Indies, she became a product of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Yes, she
And
did.
look where
Yes,
she is
did.
now.
You know,
Yeah.
she did such a great, but they all did. All the girls. Jade, I've known Jade for a long time now.
Wow.
The reaction she got was unbelievable. But Nia Jax being back and Becky Lynch, I mean, it was a great Rumble. And then we get to the men's Rumble.
Were you amazed when Jade picked up Nia Jax and dumped her over the rope?
I was not amazed. I know, you know, that girl, she's exactly the way she looks. She's beautiful, and she is BADD, bad to the bone. And she is going to be in the business a juggernaut.
It doesn't hurt that she lost this, not lost the match. It doesn't hurt that she wasn't the last one.
She made an impact. And if you go to the men's Rumble, one of my boys, who.
Oh, I was going to talk to you after Cody. So
No,
let
me finish. I'm going to get the code. Because you can come back to Bronson, but for Bron Breakker, who to me will always be Bronson Steiner, because when he was playing college ball, he was working with me. When he was going to the Ravens, he was working with me. We work out together a lot. He does DDP yoga. We train together. All his brothers and his cousins. I mean, them Steiner kids, they're all phenomenal athletes. Bronson is up playing basketball up in Brandon is playing basketball up in Virginia Tech.
Okay.
I mean, he was a number one point guard in the state. Brandon, I talk to him all the time. Brock and Maverick and Hudson, all those Steiner boys are class.
When he came in at the Rumble, this was amazing. He had so much ferocity and fire. Absolutely fabulous. And I predict for him not only a top spot, but the possible guy to dethrone Gunther for the title.
I'll tell you what, the kid he's another guy who's going to be a juggernaut in the business.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time down learning in NXT, and that's what NXT is all about, is really taking you to the next level. And now it was time for him to come up, and he came up and he made an impact. And now I'll get back to Cody, because that's where it all ends. Like, who gets that spot? And when Cody opened up the press conference, he talked about, some of the things where people, didn't, the mustache Cody Rhodes and Stardust and,
Dashing Cody.
All those transitions. There was a lot of really bad transitions at Diamond Dallas Page, without question.
I remember them. I was there.
But you learn from each one of those. And Cody going away and making a major impact on the wrestling industry, and the whole, him and Tony Khan really taking it and building what AEW would be, and then leaving and coming back home. To come back home, to have those matches that he had with Seth, and the last one with the torn pec.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, I got to put him up there, with Shawn Michaels. I mean, he's that good.
Yes.
And Cody and him just stole it. Every night they stole it. And to go through and win the Rumble last year, like, to me, that was like destiny, but sometimes that gets swept away, and it's a reason for that, because it's going to be even better the second time. And now to come back and win the Rumble twice, which we know only 3 other juggernauts done. Hogan, Shawn Michaels, just talked about him, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bottom line is, now there's 4. and to actually win the Rumble in Rhodes country, where Eddie Graham is the guy, Florida Championship Wrestling, who was, Dusty was his protege.
Yep.
So for him, like, I had no idea, first of all, I was going to ask a question. I was just coming in because when Cody won, and then he grabbed the mic and he talked to the people after it went off the air, it moved me. Now I want to get down to catch him when he's coming out of the gorilla position, but I can't find an elevator that will take me. It won't go to the bottom floor for some reason now. So I got up. He's still talking. I walked right through. He finished, and I walked right through all the people, which was up about, probably 200 or 300 seats. Yeah. And everybody's, oh my God, DDP. And I'm just walking, beelining to get to the ring on his way back to Gorilla. And people were freaking out. It was so much fun. But I was a man on a mission, and I got to the railing, and the railing was about this thick. It was with whatever they had there. It wasn't just the railing. And I just jumped over it at 68 years old.
Yeah, you would.
We just fucking hug each other, man, for like a minute. It was powerful, And then he goes, hey, you want to go to the press conference? I'm like, yeah, sure. My buddy Chris Van Vliet's there.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah. And when I sat down there next to Chris, they handed me a mic. They go, you got the first question.
Isn't that great?
I have no idea what I'm going to say. I don't have a question. I really don't have a question. But when I listened to him on his opening talk, like to everybody, and how people, maybe lost, there's people who've been there from day one that were believers.
Yep.
And there's people who fall off and come back, and maybe they're hitched on over this last year. But it opened up the deal that I've been there the whole time. The only time I was there longer than I was Dusty and his sister Teal and his mother Michelle. They're the only ones that have been there as long.
He's matured so well. So everything about him now, he's at that right spot at this point where he's mature enough to do what he's doing.
And I don't think, because we all know there's been a little adversity, there's a little, dark cloud right now. Yeah. And I don't know what happened there. It's not, I wasn't there. I don't know. But I'll tell you what I do know. When you have anything like that happen, who are you looking at now to represent the company? I don't think there's a better person that can represent the company. Family values, work ethic is insane. All of his belts say do the work. That's what they say on them. If it doesn't say American, the American Nightmare, somewhere he's written on it, do the work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about that. And wrestled with a torn pec, and went 20 minutes with one of the greatest wrestlers ever. Like I said, Seth Rollins, and made it through and came back from that injury and to get this spot. I mean, I can't think of a better person at the company.
I agree.
I want to see and taking nothing away from Roman Reigns, because he has proved to be a demigod, and he really has.
Yeah.
I watched him from the Shield on. He actually did DDP yoga when he was playing for Georgia Tech. So that's the first time I ever, met Roman. But because I was working with the team, he and my partner, Yoga Doc. But this guy, he's a demigod. I mean, he's in the same vein of Hogan now, and of course Austin and The Rock, all of it, But I just can't see a better person especially at this time, to represent the WWE.